Hello there. Happy Monday. How are you doing today? I hope you are well wherever you are in the world. Today I'm going to be talking about how to fit your practice into your busy life, and rather than trying to crowbar your life around a practice. But before I get stuck into that, why don't you give me a little thumbs up if you're watching, or a little heart if you're enjoying this, and please do pop a comment in the box if you to let me know where you're watching from and if you have any questions at all. I see Hilda's watching. Hey Hildy, how you doing? So yeah, let's get stuck into this. How do you fit your practice into your busy life? So maybe this is you. Maybe you have a really demanding job and you get home at the end of the day and you're absolutely exhausted. Or maybe you have kids and you're just not sure where you're going to fit the practice in. Or perhaps if you have always said that you want to start a new practice, but you're just waiting for the deadline that you've got at work to be over, but then you get to the deadline and then a family thing comes up and you keep putting off starting that regular practice. So if any of those situations relates to you, then hopefully some of these tips can help. So the first thing is really to be realistic. If you have a busy life now, then probably your life is always going to be busy. So it's really a case of working out what works for you rather than having this idea of only if. We often have this kind of thought of like, only if I had a bit more time, only if this, only if that. And really coming down to it, you've got to remember that actually probably your life isn't going to get any less busy. Maybe there's some exceptions. Maybe if you have a demanding job that you hate, you're looking to get out of that, and good luck. Hopefully you manage to make it. But I would say a lot of people have demanding jobs that they're knackered at the end of the day, but they quite enjoy their job. They're not going to quit their job. It works for them right now. Or perhaps if you have kids, that's not something that you're about to give up on. You wouldn't give up on that for the world, right? They're obviously going to be your priority. So trying to find a way to make your practice fit in realistically, being realistic about what you can achieve rather than wishing for something that probably isn't going to happen, is the really important first step to take. So what you need to do, if you're one of those people, for example, that has that demanding job and you know that you get home at the end of the work, you've got all these good intentions to do a practice, but you just get in and you're knackered and you just can't face doing it. If you've tried and tried again and it's just not working for you, just try and accept that and think, okay, cool, well, this isn't the ideal time for me to do a practice. Have you tried doing it in the morning? I know if you're an evening person, perhaps this isn't the best answer for you, but just try setting that alarm 5 minutes earlier. Just trying 5 minutes in the morning is a really, really good way to start if you want to get something regular in each day. And if that's something you tried to and you know that really doesn't work for you either, then I recommend maybe just really looking at your weekends and thinking, okay, cool, I've got to find a dedicated moment this weekend. I'm going to block it out in my calendar. It's going to be specially for this. I'm going to let my partner or my housemates know so that I can really dedicate this time to it and really commit to it in that respect. And just know that, if it hasn't worked for you to do a morning or an evening practice during the week, then that's just that's the way your life is right now. So find another place for it. If you're one of these people with lovely kids running around the place that keep you busy all the time and you just don't know where you're going to fit it in, have a look and see those moments of the day where you might have a little moment to yourself. So maybe it's when the kids are having a nap, or perhaps they sit down in front of the TV for a little bit in the early evening, something along those lines, and really make sure that you're ready to go when you have that little window so that you can get straight on with it. And make sure that you're avoiding the other procrastinating things like doing the washing up or the laundry perhaps. Obviously your kids are a priority and you want to make them priority, but then you've got to think about your own health and your body and perhaps put that up on the priority list above getting the dishes done, something like that. I really recommend having your practice ready to go, knowing exactly what you're going to be doing, because indecision can be a real time killer. So what about if you're one of these people who's working from home at the moment? This is definitely something that I can relate to. And I have a real bad habit of getting stuck into my work and just getting my head down and then just getting on with the next task and getting on with the next task. It's really important to take breaks. And this is me telling you guys so that I remember to do it myself. But setting an alarm is really key for this one. Just setting an alarm, making sure that you do a little bit of your practice maybe before you take your lunch break, before you eat, and perhaps having a little session in the afternoon is another option for you, just to kind of give you a little bit of a boost at the end of the day to get you through the rest of your work day. And that final example that I mentioned at the beginning, the one where you are perhaps really busy at work and you're just waiting for a work deadline, and then you're going to start the new practice, and then you get to the end of that and then the next deadline is looming, so you just feel too busy to get on with starting something which is really important for your health and well-being, really, and if it's a dance practice as well, then obviously you want to reach your dance goals. What I'm going to say to you is that probably there's never going to be a better time to start. I would say if you're busy now and then the next deadline keeps coming along, etc., you're always going to have that happen. So really finding a time that you can fit the practice in, really look at your calendar. Where have you got 5 minutes in the day that you can do a little bit of something to start to gradually work your way towards it? Because even if you do have a lull, maybe a couple of quiet weeks where you feel that you can get stuck into a new practice, what happens when you get busy again, right? Is the practice going to fall off the wagon? What you really want to be doing, I would assume, is to create something sustainable and long term. So just finding little moments that you can fit that in amongst the busyness, then I would really recommend trying to do that. So I hope you have enjoyed this little video. Hopefully some of these tips have been helpful for you. Just remember, this stuff is not easy. This is why I'm giving you help with it, because it's, starting a new practice is not an easy thing to do. Much easier to sit on the sofa and watch Netflix, much easier to hit the snooze button in the morning when you've tried to give yourself that extra 5 minutes. So it does take a little bit of work and dedication and really planning and trying to find those moments. But if it's something that you're really committed to doing, to investing in your physical pension, then I really recommend really starting to do it as soon as you can. So if you enjoyed that and you're still looking for some motivation to help you on your journey, I'm going to be opening up this weekend my Strong Motion program to a handful of new clients, and you could be one of them if you keep an eye out on my social media over the weekend. Starting Friday, you can find out how to join, or if you're not on my mailing list, get on there, and I'm going to be opening up to my mailing list people first of all, so make sure you're on there if you're not already. That's all for today. Thank you everyone who's watched. I've seen Nick, I've seen Emma. Nick, oh my goodness, that's blast from the past. I hope you're well. Amelia, I hope you enjoyed it. And Emma Victoria as well. Lovely to see you on here. So nice to see everybody. Please do give me a thumbs up or a heart if you are watching on catch up, and let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Big love.